Hops are a perennial climbing plant. They are primarily produced for the cones that they end up developing for use in beer products to keep them preserved so they don't spoil, but also for the aromas and flavors that we've come to enjoy and love. Hops are traditionally grown in two major regions in the world. One, the Pacific Northwestern US, and the other in the Germany region, and also to include the Czech Republic. In Florida, this was a new crop that we brought in to evaluate and to see how it performed here in our state versus the more traditional regions elsewhere. I began this project really from my own personal passion as a home brewer and craft beer enthusiast. I tried to grow the plant here to see if it was possible for my own personal craft beer usage, and then realized the potential for research purposes with it and increase the amount of hops that we were producing and evaluating. Primarily, the research here that we've worked on is evaluating just a few handful of different varieties. Our most recent efforts have expanded from looking at 4 varieties to over 20. The other main findings that we've seen thus far in our research is that when grown here in Florida, our hops sometimes have displayed some unique characteristics. Most of the flavors that we have seen have been mostly fruity, citrusy, and a bit earthy in terms of their descriptors. One of the biggest challenges associated with this research project has been just the physical height. These plants can grow to be over 20 feet tall, so it requires a very tall structure, very unlike almost any other production that you would see with many commercial agronomic crops. In the beginning of doing this research, I didn't know if there would be a lot of interest from large groups of individuals. Certainly, we had our small groups of beer lovers like myself, but since doing this work and putting information out there, it's been just overwhelmingly in a given day. It's not uncommon for me to receive 3 to 4 emails and/or phone calls inquiring about hops and its use in beer. We've been working very closely with the Florida Department of Ag and Consumer Service folks, particularly in the marketing department, to develop a Fresh from Florida Made with Florida Hops logo to help identify commercial beers that are made with Florida hops. I think part of the reason why this has been so successful and so interesting for individuals is that they have a local identity, a local culture of this plant, and that direct connection from that farm or from that plant directly to their table or to the bar top, I think has really become a very unique thing for them to have that direct connection with agriculture and to better understand that connection between the farm and the table it's being consumed in.